Hello, welcome to Social Work 207, Gerontology. In this recording, I will be basically going over the syllabus and the course schedule. And after completion of this recording, I will do another recording that's centered around Blackboard and where things are in Blackboard for this particular course. So let's go ahead and get started with the review of the syllabi. Once again, this is course Social Work 207, Gerontology. And what I basically did is provided information. My contact information is here. I'm located at the Charleston site. And there's my office phone number to include cell number. But just note that there's a change to my cell number. And you'll see that a little below this. So my cell number is right here, 843-345-2224. So this is my contact information for the course as your instructor. The textbook basically is located right there. The textbook is a little thick. It's not a good read, I must say, but it has all the pertinent information that you actually need to complete this course. So just make sure that you get a copy of this textbook. The learning objective for the course I laid out, and I always tell students you definitely want to know what this course is going to be about and your learning outcomes and what's going to be required of you. So as you go through this process, it's going to help you complete this section of the syllabi. Okay, the course assignment, in which you are going to do a biopsychosocial spirituality assessment of an older adult, and you're going to obtain this information. And so when you talk about older adults, you're looking at 65 years or older. And actually, you're going to be responding in that paper to the information that's listed below. So that's your paper assignment. As we go on and look at the grading system, you'll see that you have your grading system there, your midterm, and when your midterm is due. So your midterm and your final, you have both dates there when they're due. And you can see that that's 50% of your grade right there. So it's very important that you do get on your midterm and your final. Then you have your biopsychosocial assessment with the due date. And you'll see that's 20% of your grade. And then you have what we call hybrid assignment / discussion. So that's assignments and discussions, and that's going to be ongoing throughout the weeks. So throughout the 8 weeks. So that's 20% of your grade. And then you have to provide a PowerPoint presentation of your client that you actually interviewed to ascertain the information that's needed. Below that, you have your grading system and what each grade is worth, A through F. So just make sure you spend some time reviewing that. Now we're going to go back over these assignments under the grading system once again, but we're going to do that in the Blackboard recording so you can see where everything is. So don't worry about it just now. Wait till we get to the Blackboard section. Okay, below that you have information that's additional to the syllabi, so like attending, withdrawal policies, and what have you. So spend some time reading the whole syllabus. Okay, now what I want to do is go over the course outline. Okay, and since this is an online course, you'll see it begins on the 9th, and Unit 1, which is week 1, will end on the 15th of March. So it lists some things you need to do. You have to do an introduction. You need to review the syllabus. So any questions you might have, we can discuss it. You got to review the library resources. You have to read chapters 1 and 2. And you can see where I have a video here, which is TED Talks. And so you click on that link. If it doesn't pop up immediately, then what you want to do is copy that link, go to another browser, and paste that link into the browser, and then upload it. And you should be able to get the information that you need. If you feel that any of the links doesn't work, then I need you to reach out to me at rdickerson@limestone.edu so that I can assist you with trying to get this information. You see that also you have a discussion in week 1, unit 1. And your initial post is due on Thursday at 11:59, and you must respond to two of your peers by Sunday at 11:59. So week 1 will start on the 9th, and it'll end on Sunday the 15th. And then at 11:59 on the 16th, on the 15th, you'll see week 2 comes up, which begins on the 16th, and it ends on the 22nd of March. So in week 2, there's a list of things that you need to do. And so when you look at this, you can say read discussion chapter 4, conducting a biopsychosocial assessment. And it tells you to answer the following 3 questions. You want to list those questions and write under each one of those questions. Do not put all those questions in one right narrative without putting it where it belongs. So here again, I'm telling you, you want to write out number 1 and what number 1 is, and then you want to write under it. Then you're going to go to 2, and you're going to write out what you're supposed to be doing in 2, and you want to write under it. And then you have 3. It says list 2 things you have learned about working with older adults in the final session of this chapter. So that's something you learn from reading the chapter, and you're going to list 2 things under that you have learned. Okay, again, remember to proofread your material. Let someone else read it. It'll help you. So once you answer that in a Word document, then I want you to go to Unit 2. Under Unit 2, you're going to find a link there that you can upload your document in Unit 2. Once you do that, it'll go to my grade book in which I would have to grade. So again, I'm telling you, do not just write the answers all out and jumble it up in a Word document, because I need to know what questions you're answering to what. Okay, so just make sure you do that. Then again, in week 2, you have a discussion post that you have to do. And then also in week 2, you're going to submit your biopsychosocial spirituality assessment. That's what that BPSSA stands for, to me. So it's going to be a link in week 2 in which you're going to say, I'm going to interview Ms. So-and-so who is 65 years old, and what have you. So you're going to give me a little information about who you're going to interview. So that means that by week 1, by week 2, you should already have an individual to interview that you have spoken to or whatever. You know, it's always good to interview family members. You might learn some things about them. But if you're already working in the field, it might be good to try to grab one of your former clients. But here again, you have to let them know that this is a school project and that any information that's going to be given is only going to be seen by you and your instructor. Okay? So let's make sure. So you have some questions you have to answer in Unit 2 and submitted in Unit 2. You have a discussion board, and then you have to provide me with a client name of who you're going to do your biopsychosocial spirituality assessment in by week 2. Okay? If I don't have a response to those things, then you'll find that normally what I do is put a 0 in there. I don't remind you about assignments that you should already know about. This is one of the reasons why I'm doing this recording. Okay, as we look at week 3, Unit 2, week 3, whichever you want to call, you'll see you have to do chapter 5 and chapter 6. Now, bear in mind, you might have an updated version of the textbook compared to what the syllabus has, but the chapters are still there. It just might not be on the pages that you think it's on. So if you purchase in this textbook, I would purchase the year this one was published and the edition that was published to keep up with the assignments. Sometimes bookstores doesn't give you a choice. So just know that. Here again, you have some video links that you have to review. So once you review those links, it'll tell you what you need to do and help you respond to either discussion question or assignments. So right here, it talks about suggest videos, so and so, and you just need to look at those for your learning. Okay, Unit 4, which is week 4, you'll see, which starts on the 30th of March and ends on the 5th. You'll see that you have to read Chapter 7. You also have a discussion post during that week, and you also have your midterm exam. Now, you can see that your midterm includes information from the TED Talk video. So those are some things that you definitely need to review those videos. It's also consists of what's in the textbook, chapters 3 and 4 and 5. Well, really, chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5. So you definitely want to study those materials for your midterm exam. Okay, as we get into Unit 5, which is week 5, which starts on the 6th of April and ends on the 12th, you're going to read chapters 8. You're going to review the video that talks about drug abuse in older adults, and then you're going to respond to the discussion question. As we look at Unit 6, which is week 6, starts on the 13th and ends on the 19th of April. Here again, you have Chapter 9 and Chapter 10. You also have another video you need to review, and as I said earlier, if you have a problem linking to the video, I recommend that you copy it and paste it in another browser, and it should come up. Okay, week 7. Oh, as also in week 6, you'll see that you have Chapter 9 discussion that you have to respond to. Here again, in your discussion, I recommend that you do it in a Word document and then just upload it into Blackboard. Okay, so here's some more stuff that you have to respond to under week 6. It talks about Miss Springer. Okay. Week 7, which is Unit 7, you can see that you're submitting your biopsychosocial spirituality assessment paper under projects and papers located in Blackboard. You have a video you have to watch. You have to read chapters 11. So just make sure that you respond to that. And you'll see this again as we get into Blackboard as I look at each one of the weeks and tell you what's in it. Week 8, basically, which is the 27th of April and it ends on the 1st of May. That's where you're also going to have your final exam, which is on May 1st. You're going to read chapters 12 and 13. Just be mindful. I used to give students a week to take the exam. And over a period of time, what I've noticed that the majority of the students only wait until the last day to take their exam anyway. So for you all, you're the lucky ones. Your exam will only be given on that date, May 1st, at 11:59. You'll see that it closes. So just be mindful of that. Okay, this is just some other information in the syllabus that I recommend that you read. If you have any questions, write down your questions and send it to me in an email so that I can respond. I have no problem with you calling me. If I don't answer, you can leave me a message and I'll return your call as soon as possible. Just be mindful that in this online course, I have 48 hours to respond to you. But if you email me at rdickerson@limestone.edu, you'll probably get a faster response. Okay, that's conclude this recording about the syllabi. If you have any questions, as I said before, just jot them down and send it to me in an email, and I will be glad to answer any questions that you may have. So I've covered in this recording your syllabi and your course schedule and what's required of you. My next recording is going to be centered around Blackboard and where things are in regards to your assignments and what have you. So that concludes this session of the recording, and I will be doing another recording shortly after this centered around Blackboard.